How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Highly Taken Welcome back to the Highly Taken podcast. Got your weekend episode here. David Siegberg back from Tallahassee, Florida.
Christian Smith at you. I'm out in Delaware today, boys.
Ooh.
Hey, Nick Smith back at you from Jacksonville. Let's get it, guys.
I like the arms, Nick. I like the exposure there.
Hey, guns out.
What's
baby.
whiter, Nick's shirt or skin?
I don't know. My skin gets really dark, so enjoy this because in about a week it can be way darker.
Before we start, I would like to give a quick shout out to my brother Evan. We'll put his YouTube up, Soccer Star 24. You can click it, follow him on YouTube. A shout out to him for copying me this jersey. Big shout out right there.
Does he still have his house tore up?
Man.
I don't know.
I wish he would have offered that. Instead, he just took my card and said, "I'll buy the jersey with your card." I see how it is, though. It's cool.
Hey, he did give you the 10% military, though.
Gave me more than 10%. I'm almost positive, but
There
that's
you go.
cool. I'll take it.
But like I mentioned, it is the weekend episode, so we're going to get you a good Gone in 60 Seconds here. I talk about something weird in the world of sports, or maybe sports, who knows?
Hold on. I might need to get it.
Yeah, go get it. It's our weekly.
Every time.
You can get it. He got it last week.
Mountain Dew
Got it
downstairs.
last week. He's still a Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, boys. Warm
Baja
Mountain Dew.
Blast?
Nah, I wish it was Baja Blast.
Oh, look, I got a message. What does it say? Bruh. Wait. Chris.
That was my question. And I got my answer.
Yeah.
All right. So on your mark, get set. On today's episode of Gone in 60 Seconds, I'm going to explain why. I'm going to talk about the most overrated person of all time. You think of people who are overrated, people who are seen as the champions, arguably the very best, like no one ever was. But are they really? See, Ash Ketchum is probably the most overrated Pokemon trainer of all time. Now, let me break this down for you. How is he supposed to be the best that no one ever was when he's only ever won one championship in 25 years of Pokemon training? How can that be your GOAT? How can he be the best that there ever was? No way you can sit here and tell me that he's the best there ever was when you have undefeated champion Leon that he beats to get his first championship. Then he basically retires after that. You think people will call LeBron the GOAT with only one ring? Brady only gets one Super Bowl? Are we calling him the GOAT? Heck, Conor McGregor had 2 title belts at the same time. But Ash wins one tournament in 25 years. I just want to give me a break here. That's overrated. I don't think anybody really wants to talk about it.
Yeah, no, honestly, dude, look, it's just kind of right up my alley, dude. I'm really into, I like this take, dude. I personally like this take, dude. I mean, bro, so let's just start off with the fact that, I mean, this guy is running around with a freaking Pikachu as his go-to, right?
Never evolves it. Never evolves it to a Raichu.
Never evolves. Talking about, I'm trying to catch them all. You have the opportunity to catch legendaries on legendaries, and you just let them go. Let him go. You could overpower these. Dude, this guy, I'm in total agreement with you. I think this guy's honestly, he's borderline bum. He could have been a bust, in all honesty. This guy could be listed as a bust, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, that one championship, congrats, but is it luck? Was it luck? I mean, let's be real. 1 in 25 years? I don't know.
Nick, what's your take here? You're the older than us. You know more about Pokemon than we do, probably.
You guys have no idea.
I don't think you have any idea.
Nick feels insulted right now.
I don't agree with this.
Wow.
Because it wasn't just about the tournaments. There wasn't just tournaments alone. There was also other battles that were taking place. And on top of that, it was the relationship that he had with the Pokemon that caused it for him to be the greatest of all time. Those Pokemon actually fought for him tooth and nail. I mean, he went up against Mewtwo, man, and absolutely destroyed Mewtwo. So I don't want to hear any of this bogus crap of him not being the greatest of all time. You can sit down with that hot take, and I don't want to hear it anymore.
Listen, it just sounds like to me he's a great regular season Pokemon trainer. But when it comes to tournament season, it doesn't look like he's so good. Looks like we have ourselves a good Peyton Manning right here. I don't want to be throwing out names, but I'm just saying regular season champs. Woo!
I disagree.
Yo, David, that was a perfect Gone in 60 Seconds segment. I love it.
It's a perfectly hot, terrible take Gone in 60 Seconds.
I don't think it was a
But hey, I'm gonna get right into my segment, guys. Nut or bust? Nut or bust?
When did we call it nut or bust?
Cause man, if they go
What do
off,
we call it that?
we're nutting all over the place.
Literally bust or bust is what should
Nope.
be called at that point.
Nope.
busted
Nope.
butt.
So we're talking about. So I'll start it off.
Nut
Here's
or
my
blue?
lineup. What I'm thinking is going to have the best. Well, not the best,
ejaculate.
but quarterback Josh Allen. Dude is going to go off this weekend against Cincy. The reason I say that is because he has a bad taste in his mouth for several years. He's going to finally get it done in Cincy. Going to go off. Look for Diggs and him to have two touchdowns to Diggs himself. It's going to be a fun game. Great Sunday night football game. And I will have an honorable mention in there. Deshaun Watson is back. He's got a very favorable matchup against the Cardinals. I say start him if you need someone to be your starting quarterback and don't have one. Start him. At running back, I'm going Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has to have a game. Simply put, Jimmy G got benched. So they're going to rely heavily on Josh Jacobs to get the offense going. I like that. And then my other running back, DeAndre Swift. Dude is a Philly native. He hates the Cowboys with a passion just as much as I do. This guy will have a day Sunday in Philly against the Cowboys. Gonna happen, stamp it. Wide receiver, Nico Collins, start him. He's gonna have a good game against the Panthers. Panthers are bottom. Not Panthers. Why am I forgetting who they were playing? It's not the Panthers. Whatever. I can't remember.
No, the Texans are playing the.
I can't remember.
They're not playing
Anyway.
the Panthers. We're playing the Panthers.
No, they're playing the Buccaneers.
Bucks. That's what it is. Playing the bottom 10 defense against the pass. Should have a great game, along with Houston loves to throw the ball. Other wide receiver, he's been kind of iffy the last couple weeks, but start him, Chris Olave. He's got a good matchup. I look for him to go about 15 points this week. Tight end, Gerald Everett. Dude was hurt last week. He's coming back. He's looking healthy. Had a full week to recover. Going up against the Jets, the Chargers need him to have a good game in order to get that offense going against the Jets, a defense that is really good. And my defense to start this week is going to be the Browns. The reason you start the Browns defense this week is because Arizona is starting Toon Squad. Toon Squad starting for them as of right now. It could be Kyler Murray, which is even shorter than Toon Squad, so we don't know. All I'm saying is you're either getting a rusty Kyler Murray or you're getting Toon Squad that hasn't started yet. Let me tell you right now, no matter what, Garrett is going to add another sack to his sack graveyard. It's going to be awesome. Now, my deep dark horse that I think is going to have a good game is Ramondre Stevenson against Washington. They just got rid of both their edge rushers. They're screwed. Washington's screwed. Stevenson's going to have a good game, and it's going to show right then and right there. I will say.
Didn't they just get the the defensive tackle from the Giants, though?
It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter, dude. What I'm going to say, bench, James Cook has not been performing well. He's been so bad that they decided to sign Fournette. That's not good. I don't know if you should start him. I think I need to see a couple more games of top-notch play for me to think you should start him. And then I'm also saying don't start Michael Pittman. Carolina has pretty good defense against the pass. They're number 7. Bench him. Carolina at home, they're going to win. But that's where I'm sitting at right there.
The real question is, will the Bengals-Bills game go past the first quarter? Guess we'll find out.
Hey, I think just, to note that real too with the Bengals-Bills game, I think we're going to see a big game out of DeMar Hamlin here. Big game from him.
Dude, did you guys see, not to take it away because I have some trust and bust or nuts and bust too.
I love it.
Not to take it away. You guys hear that the Bills were saying that if it didn't snow against the Bengals in the game, they would have won?
Yeah.
You were playing in Buffalo. I don't understand.
I don't agree with that.
That's your home field advantage. That it snows, it's cold. I don't understand.
I don't agree with that.
But
yeah, no.
Yeah, I have
what do you
some.
guys got?
Yeah, trust and bust. Bust. I'm going to say Justin Herbert this week. The Jets defense has given Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts all fits. Very bad games from him. I think in those 3 games, there has been a combined, I want to say it was like 2, 4, like 7 picks in those 3 games between those quarterbacks. Obviously 3 coming at the expense of Jalen Hurts. So I think that'll continue as well. That defense has been looking outstanding. Another bust, I'm going to say, Geno Smith. Now, he hasn't been looking that great all year, but they're playing the Ravens defense, who has been playing really well this year. I feel like Geno's been bailed out this year a lot by defensive plays and his running back play, and I think he continues that struggle. We're going to talk trusts. I'll go another defense. Give me the Rams defense. Looking to bounce back from getting walled by the Cowboys last week. A lot of that at the expense of turnovers and bad special teams. However, I trust the Rams defense against a very, very bad Packers team again with Jordan Love, who has not looked good this year. And the last one I'll say is my shocker one. It's going to be McCole Hardman from the Chiefs. This is a weird one, but even with the comeback of Jalen Ramsey, I expect the Dolphins defense to not look good against the Chiefs offense. They really haven't been able to stop good offenses this year, I feel. And I think it will be a shootout, and I think McCole Hardman will have a large game.
Not a big game, a large game.
A large game. Yes.
I love it. Christian, who you got, man?
1-1 for the trust. It's going to go surprise, boys, but I'm going to go Aiden O'Connell, the now starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. I think with a new coach in there and the GM out, these boys are just playing the play now at this point. Devontae Adams is fed up. He wants that football. They're playing a weak Giants team, and they're playing at home. I think Aiden O'Connell, if you don't have a quarterback right now, if he's on bye week or whatever it is, you're looking at a guy to pick up that's going to give you some points. I'm telling you, watch out for Aiden O'Connell. I think he has a big game this week. Will he repeat it after this week? I don't know. But they have all this stuff to play for right now under a whole brand new head coach, this and that. I feel like we see it quite a bit in the NFL when this happens. When a coach gets fired mid-season, they come out and play great the next game. Maybe games after that, they don't. But then just that first game after, we play decent. I think he's going to be great. That being said, too, an obvious trust would also go with Devontae Adams, fantasy managers. I know you had a bad week with him last week. I think he has a breakout game this week. My bust, though, is going to be, and I sadly have to have him on my starting lineup this week, it's going to be Tony Pollard. I think he will have a horrible game against Philadelphia. I think he will be locked up through the entirety of the game. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think Deuce Vaughn might end up being a bigger factor than Tony Pollard is. I would say if you have the ability to bench Pollard, unlike myself, bench Pollard.
I want to reach in and punch you in the face right now. I have Pollard on my team. I benched him. I will not start him. Pacheco.
You benched him for Isaiah Pacheco. I would have to bench him for either Myles Gaskin or Royce Freeman.
Yeah, release Freeman. Release Royce.
Yeah, do it. They're gonna have big games. Yeah.
No.
Pollard. Man, no. I could never in a million years put a Cowboys player in against the Eagles.
This was
Can't do it. Haven't done it. Won't do it. I'm not even starting the Cowboys defense this week. Not even doing it. I went and picked up some random defense. I'm not doing it. I can't. Well, I refuse. And that's my money league.
Wait. Did you? Hold on. I didn't hear. Yeah, I didn't hear me say I gave a fuck. So shut up.
I love it. But anyway, hey, we got to talk about last night's game. One, Trey Burks, man, hate to see that. I don't even know what happened, man. He hit the ground and he rolled over and couldn't move. Hopefully for him, it was just like one of those things where he went numb real quick because of his spine. But it looked like he couldn't move at all, even when they were transporting him. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. But Steelers got it done. It was a good game. It was a good Thursday night game, I will say. It was a fun game to watch. But guys, I gotta say, man, I think it's time to get rid of Pickett. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look good at all.
Well, why? I mean, when you have one of the best QBs as your backup, the MVP in Mitchell Trubisky, why not start Mitch? That's kind of stinks. I thought
Mitch we trust
in the preseason, and even at the end of last season, I thought that he was making steps to get there. I thought he was looking good. Yeah. I don't know what I don't know if I want to blame him though. I just think that Matt Canada is a terrible offensive coordinator.
Look, since entering the league, Kenny Pickett now has the most game-winning drives. He has 6 of them now. After last night, he has 6 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. Say what you want, dude, but the guy knows how to win a freaking football game.
I just want to know who he's
what
playing.
about Tebow?
I mean, bro, Tebow didn't get the opportunity like Pickett's getting.
That's what I'm saying. I will say he got outplayed by a rookie. Will Levis played pretty well yesterday. Besides that last pick he threw, he played pretty well in a game against the Steelers that they have a very good front line.
Good defense.
So I will say, if take away anything for the Titans, Levis looked good. Future's looking good with him being able to throw the ball. Keep him in. I mean, you're not gonna win anything in that division. Jags almost have it as a lock right now. Just let him finish out the season. See what he can do. What's the worst that can happen? You lose the division? Oh no, you're gonna lose the division anyway.
Nick, did you see who finished the game with the most rush yards last night? Told you, buddy. Warren, bro, he's gonna take over as a starter.
I've been saying that for a while.
I know
so
you have.
I literally said pick him up in the draft before the season even started. He was my dark horse. But anyway, getting into it, guys, I do have to say this real quick before we go any further. Clayton Kershaw had shoulder surgery and is looking to return in 2024. I gotta ask, is it time for him to retire?
Is it time for Jacob deGrom to retire?
Well, Kershaw has been in way longer than deGrom.
No, I know. I mean, look, he's not gonna retire, but after what we just saw in the playoffs, and now he's not getting any younger, I would say that it was probably the smart option to retire. But I mean, we're not him, so we don't know. We don't know what his body can feel. We don't know what he thinks. All this and that. You know what I mean?
He was still pretty dominant last season. And yes, we've always had Kershaw has had the very bad postseason stuff. That's just been him. But he is still a pretty good dominant pitcher when it comes down to it. Now, I hope that he can come back from it. Unfortunately, we saw what happened to Strasburg, within the last several years where, I mean, he was always hurt, but it was just kind of sad to see Strasburg just kind of fizzle out of nowhere and then come out and retire. Yep. I think Kershaw is probably coming to an end here. People got to remember, Kershaw and Scherzer came in the same year as rookies. And now it doesn't seem like that. It seems like Scherzer looks like he'd be the older one, but they both came in around the same time. And so, I mean, maybe he will hang it up soon. I just feel like he has some left to give, but we don't know how this shoulder surgery is going to take. So it really, really just depends. I think it's going to be a big hit to the rotation of LA, unless they somehow get Ohtani. Then I don't think it's going to matter. But actually, Ohtani can't even pitch next year, right?
No, yeah, they're giving him. He has to take a full year off of pitching because of that surgery. Either way, he's obviously everybody's going to try to get Shohei. There's not a single team that's not going to offer him something. I'd be surprised if they did it. But I got to talk about it. David, you and I called the World Series. Miserable World Series. Only 8 million viewers. It's been the lowest one since early 2000s, which is crazy. Rangers just were the better team. They were a better team on paper, a better team overall, had the bats, and they proved that they didn't even need their best hitter to get it done. So Seager, he deserved to get that MVP. He was an absolute stud the entire series. I loved it. I love seeing that. What sucks is a team that's from Dallas won it. But hey, Dallas, enjoy it. It's the only one you're getting for a while, buddy. Enjoy it.
It would have been very nice if the Phillies would have gone. I would have loved the Philly-Dallas World Series too. But yeah, I mean, hats off to the Rangers. Like I said, we kind of knew going into the series that it was the Rangers series to lose. The Diamondbacks just didn't really have the pitch and go with those bats. And, at the end of the day, even if the Rangers pitching wasn't that great, I mean, with as many runs as you're going to get there with that offense, how many runs did the Rangers get through those 5 games? It was a lot. It was an insane amount.
30?
So,
30?
I mean, they got 10 and they got 10 and 2 innings, which I feel like is almost more than the entire Diamondbacks got through the whole series. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like really, if I'm going to give a take for this, I'm glad the Diamondbacks made it, get some parity in the World Series and all that. I just don't see the Diamondbacks coming back to the playoffs next year, to be honest with you. I really don't know if the Diamondbacks have what it takes to even make another playoff push for next year. I mean, we're still 126 days away from opening day now. But yeah,
22
congrats to the
runs.
Rangers.
22 runs. Wait. No.
Nick doesn't know how to do math.
25 runs.
Whatever.
Yeah. 25. It's a decent amount of runs in 5 games. That's
a game.
That's all you need. That's all you need. And I will say, you put up 5 runs in a game, 90% of the time you're winning those. Rangers did it. It just sucks. Christian, got anything on it? I mean, your jock boy lost, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, yeah, good for the Rangers, man. You know, good to see it happen. I think it was 62 years since they had won the World Series.
They never won one. That was
They
their
never
first
won the
franchise.
World Series.
Okay, well, there you go. First World Series franchise history. So good for them. There's nothing negative to say about it. I mean, Philadelphia in baseball doesn't really have a real rivalry with Dallas in baseball. So it is what it is. So congratulations.
Dallas.
You know what I mean? Good stuff, baby. Yeah, Corey Seager 100% did deserve that MVP. And like David said, so it's crazy they did it without Garcia in that lineup for 3 of the games. So can't say nothing else about it, man. Rangers are your 2023 World Series champions.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's crazy is they put up more runs without him than they did with him, with Garcia. That's nuts to me.
Yeah, but he did have the homer in game 1, which was sick.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not taking anything. It was kind of cool to see that. I mean, a lot of home runs, a lot of fun for them. But anyway, what do you guys have next for me?
Yeah, how about we give a little 3-minute minor here? How about we talk about a little bit of hockey now, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So 3-minute minor. We're just gonna talk about hockey for a little bit. We don't know that much about it, but I keep some tabs on it. So we'll talk about hockey. Last week I mentioned the Flyers 3-0 at home for the first time since 2008. I said that they would be awful, and guess what? I was right. They're now 4-5-1, and they're second to last in the Metropolitan. I mean, I'm not surprised. They are a pretty bad hockey team. The future looks bright, but they are a bad hockey team right now. However, the Boston Bruins are on fire. They're now 9-0-1. If you don't know what that means, they mean they have 9 games, no losses in regulation with 1 loss in overtime. I know they won the President's Cup last year and they fizzled out in the playoffs. Will they finish it this year? Who knows? It's still early. Now let's give a little shout to somebody's team here. The Devils are looking good right now, starting off 6-2-1. They're second in the Metropolitan behind the Rangers, who are on a 6-game win streak themselves. So good on the Devils. Look at that. Look, you guys go. You're starting off hot. No. And then we're going to talk about the Golden Knights, who, I mean, they look like they're going to repeat this year. They're 10-0-1 to start the season, and I think they're probably just going to end up having to repeat it again this year.
I think the Knights, they didn't lose anyone, but I think they signed someone on the offseason this year. Yeah, talk about the Devils. You can say all you want about it. They looked great last year. Absolutely garbage in the playoffs. I look for them to probably do the same thing. Not take anything from it. I like it. It's fun. Hockey's fun. As long as you're not trying to slice people's necks while you're skating. That's the only thing I will put on that. I think that guy probably should be convicted for that.
Oh, yeah. There's no way that happens on accident.
Yeah.
No way.
You can say you bumped into the guy and your leg went up. It doesn't go that high. Not on purpose. And in other news, guys, exciting news, tournament play.
Oh, yeah. I got the play-in
tournament. So I think, Christian, you're kind of our big guy on basketball for the most part. So what are you thinking over there, man? What do you think's going to win this one?
I mean, honestly, to be 100% honest with you guys, I think it's probably just going to be some no, it's not going to be one of the crazy teams. I don't think the Nuggets are going to win it. I don't think the Celtics are going to win it. I don't think the Sixers are going to win it. It's going to be some middle class team right now, like the Thunder or like the Bulls or something like that. Because it's all real. It's just in game or in season play that they're putting into a tournament format.
But they they get money when they win.
$500,000. To most people, that's chump change. To the big power teams, the big money guys, that's chump change. But to your other players, your smaller teams, your guys that aren't getting paid that much, that's huge to them. That's what they want. They're chasing after that. It's a quick bonus. So they're going to be more intense into it. They're going to want to get that more than anybody else. And again, it's only 3 to 4 regular season games. So it doesn't really matter for anything else except for the guys who are really hungry for it. And so that's what I think. I don't know necessarily who off the top of my head I would pick for that. I really do like the Thunder. I think the Thunder could be one that you could see win it. Maybe the Bulls as well, as I said. Maybe even the Nets. Honestly, maybe even the Nets. You can see the Nets make a little run for it. But it's all regular in-season play. So, you know what I mean? I just think whichever team is the most money hungry for it's going to win it. It's not going to be a team like the Nuggets. It's not going to be a team like the Sixers. You know what I mean? It's not going to be any of those guys.
David?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. It's just too early in the season. You know, that's why I was talking to Christian about it. I mentioned the group chat as well. Why would you do a play-in tournament, like mid-season tournament at the beginning of your season? It doesn't make sense when people are still kind of fresh to the season to really start it. Like, I feel like at this point, why not have just made it like the in-season tournament at the beginning of the year and do some sort of like beginning of the year tournament, kind of like how, you know, NCAA does like the Maui Invitational and stuff like that. I don't understand why. I mean, right now it's a very weird season because, again, it's so early. I mean, you have teams like the Grizzlies who are 0-5 right now. They haven't won a single game. The Suns are 2-3, and you know the Mavericks are 4-0. So, and you know, you look at the others. The East Side makes a little bit more sense. You had the Celtics at 4-0, the Sixers at 3-1. But the Heat are actually 1-4. The reigning Eastern Conference champions are 1-4. Yeah. I don't think that stays. I mean, again, it's just way too early to come and say that. If I had to pick a team that I felt like would win that in-season tournament, I don't know. I really don't know. It's just so early.
That's what I'm saying.
Give me the Mavs. I'll say the Mavs. They're starting off hot.
Oh, Mavs. Dallas winning 2 titles. What is going on?
The in-season title.
What in
the regular
world,
season title?
dude?
The Cowboys would love that.
Oh, that's all they can talk about because they're living in the 90s. But you know, I think I agree with you guys. You're right. They're money hungry teams are going to win it. But I also think Philly needs to prove something. And I know that they don't have to, but Nick Nurse, I think he needs it. So I think I'm going to go with the Sixers on this one, man. I think they're going to win it.
All right, well, if we're going to talk about the Sixers, we might as well talk about what happened this past week. James Harden getting traded to the Clippers. So what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean,
baby.
I didn't like the trade at first, but now looking into it, I'm big fan. I honestly do like it. You get 2 first rounds, a second round pick, or 2 seconds. I mean, a lot of role players and bench players, but I mean that's good though. You get to fill out the depth inside of that bench. And you get rid of the cancer that was inside of the locker room and the organization. You know what I mean? That's definitely the biggest thing. I think the picks are going to play out more than the players play out that we got in exchange. I'm hoping that in a couple of years, those picks are going to end up being decently good. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing out of all of it is you were able to get Harden out. Now, I don't like the fact that this is now the second player in a row that we've had a problem with, you know, inside the locker room and out in the general public. And when it comes out, you know, to crunch time on the court. So it makes me wonder that was something going on with the organization as well, or are these players just crazy?
No, man, it's the atmosphere that was created by one player and one player only. And I won't mention any names, but now you can literally go out there and do whatever you want. You know, they don't care. They're a bunch of crybabies. I hate the way the league is now. You know, the team signs you to something, you play for that team until they get a draft, until they get a trade for you. You don't say, I don't want to play for them. Oh no. Well, guess what? You know, you have to sign the contract too. You have to sign that contract. You didn't have to sign that contract. So that's on you. And I'm sorry. I was glad to see him go. I don't care if we get terrible picks. I don't want someone like that in the locker room. I don't want someone in the organization that's not going to give it all out there on the floor. I'd rather see someone go out there and be a low-level player and play his heart out than see someone that cries about every single thing that's going on. I don't like it. So I'm glad the Sixers did it.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the thing. not only do you get rid of a cancer in the locker room, you also get rid of an aging Tucker's contract. You also get rid of James Harden's contract. You're getting that somebody. And like I said, you get draft capital. Because yes, sure, maybe you can use this for future picks, but we can also use them for future trades. So there's a guy we like coming down in the middle of the season, we can go ahead and make a trade then. Now, actually, I don't know how much you've been paying attention to the Sixers ball recently. They have been doing a really good job of passing that ball around. The offense has been flowing so fluently. Oubre Jr. has been Oubre, however you say his name's looking really good. And you know, they have a more team style of basketball, that kind of style of basketball that's going to win you games. I mean, you look at the past, winners of the championship of these past championships. It's not teams that have one guy going out there and scoring 50 points a game. Yeah, and other than like maybe the LeBron past years, but teams like the Warriors who are based off of passing the ball around, getting the best shot. The Bucks have the Raptors with Nick Nurse, pass the ball around, get the best shot you can get. And so it's really more of a team style of basketball. And, with a young guard that you have in Maxey, that's a really good play to go. And he's been balling out this year. Embiid's been doing Embiid things. That's what's to be expected. You said Oubre's been a surprise.
Trust, baby.
Tobias Harris has been doing pretty well. He's been getting a little bit more of the load on the offense now, not just sitting in the corner waiting for a shot. And you know what? I think the Sixers are better for it. And we get, like you said, bench depth, which has been one big thing they've been missing the entire time. Now, I think though, we should stop with the process. I think that should be canned. I think we had the process, and I think that it's over now, and we're in the post-process period. I don't think we're in the process anymore. But the Sixers, they look really good. Like I said, they're 3-1. They should be 4-0. The refs blew a lot of the calls in that Bucks game that gave them the loss, and they look like they're playing a better team style ball right now.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like team ball. I don't like these people going out there like Harden. I've never really been a fan of Harden because he comes down, you know what you're going to get when he's dribbling the ball down there. He doesn't like to pass the ball. He likes to shoot, and it's fun. It's fun during regular season, but what's that get you in postseason?
A lot of first and second round exits.
Exactly. So I like it. I like the team atmosphere. Make your point for the Raptors winning it with Nick Nurse. Couple travels for that one game. Don't know if that was the right call.
And granted, KD and Thompson were injured, and so is DeMarcus Cousins for the Warriors in that finals.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it is what it is. Kind of an asterisk to it, but nonetheless, team ball is the way to go, and I do like that a lot better than anything else. So that's what I like. I guess that's gonna get us into our Utley's doggy style dingers of the week,
I guess. And it's going to come down to two. We're not going to have this for a while now, obviously, because the baseball season's over. But we're going to do two. We're going to do obviously Garcia's walk-off home run in game one, obviously a big catalyst into momentum for the rest of the series. But also means you have I'm pretty sure it was Simeon. Was it Simeon who had the 2-run homer? Simeon had that 2-run homer in game one that tied the game up to get it into extra innings. So that's equally as big. All around, again, Garcia, I kind of wish that he would have been able to stay in the lineup for the rest of the remainder of the World Series because he was hot in the ALCS and the World Series. Maybe more for him to prove next year, but those are my doggy style dingers, the last ones of the baseball year.
Oh, it's such a shame. Utley had a good run at it while it was there. We'll see you next year. Hopefully you come out looking healthy and have some great picks. Love it. So, hey, Christian's not so payday parlay. What's going on here?
Yeah, Nick, I'm about to start driving really, so I can't read that off. But if you go ahead and read off my picks for me, I just sent them to you.
Oh,
we're back at it again. And this week I got a little bit of help from Nick Smith here. So that's why I'm allowing Nick to go ahead and read them off for me.
Oh, interesting. I love it. So started yesterday, huge parlay. Picked the Steelers to beat the Titans. Then first game starting out very hot. Sunday morning, we got the Dolphins over the Chiefs. Next game going into, we got the Rams versus the Packers. Take the Rams to win that game. Houston versus the Bucks. Take the Bucks in that. Patriots versus Commanders. Take the Patriots. They have a terrible team now. Next game, we got the Saints versus the Bears. Take the Saints in that game. Then the next game, you got the Falcons versus the Vikings. Take the Falcons in that game. Vikings don't have a QB right now. Browns versus Cardinals. I feel like it's pretty easy. I think you take the Browns in this one. Ravens versus Seahawks. Got to take the Ravens in this one. I think they get it done at home. Carolina versus the Colts. Panthers are winning this one at home. Eagles versus Dallas. Huge game. Got the Eagles at home. Now they are apparently the underdog, which is nuts to me. Then you got the Raiders versus the Giants. Take the Raiders with their new coach. I think they're going to have a great time. Then you got the Bills versus the Bengals. Could be a tough one, but Bills get it done. Then you got Monday Night Football. You got the Chargers versus the Jets. Take the Chargers to win this game, and there is your payday parlay. And we're sitting at for a $5 bet to win $9,100. Boom, done. Stamp it.
Stamp it.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
Is Dobbs not starting Sunday? Is it too early from the start?
I don't think he's starting just yet. As far as I know, they're starting the rookie still. I think Hall's starting. I know what you're saying, but Falcons at home.
But also they're starting Taylor Heineke, so that's going to be interesting.
I think Heineke's a better quarterback.
They're benching Howell.
What?
Are they benching Sam Howell?
They're benching
what? Desmond Ridder, buddy, Atlanta.
No, Heineke plays for the Falcons now.
Yeah, $10 million contract he signed there.
I forgot.
I think this offense is going to flow a little better with Heineke, in my opinion. I don't
he's
think
the same kind of quarterback as Ridder. I don't see any much difference between the two.
To be fair, Ridder is a worse quarterback than Heineke. I think
Heineke's the better quarterback.
I don't really like it. But we'll see. So, whose bet of the week is it?
That's mine. It is mine, and I do have a gamble of the weekend. I guess you can say it's a little bit of a parlay myself. And I'm going to do my weekend gamble. Again, it's going to be me trying to get some upsets in college football. Oof. So here are 5 games I have upsets for. And I don't know what you guys want to do with this one. I don't know if you want to do like 3 out of 5 hit, all 5 have to hit. That's up to you guys. I don't really care. But I have Kansas State beating Texas. I have Clemson beating Notre Dame. I have Oklahoma State beating Oklahoma. USC beating Washington. And then my very, very big surprise, come off of a very bad showing against IU. I have Maryland beating Penn State.
Wow. Coming out of left field with that one, buddy.
Hey, man. I will let you have this entire bet if Maryland beats Penn State. I don't care about the rest of the outcome. I'll give you that one.
I'm kind of on the same train as Nick with that, dude.
I will give you it all. But if not, I'm good with 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I really, the reason why I just think Penn State looked really bad against IU. They should have lost to IU last week. They ended up winning by, I think, 9, but that's because they got a touchdown with like a minute 20 left and then got a safety after. So
you're also forgetting Maryland lost to Northwestern.
Any given
Saturday. For a win.
Any given Saturday.
They're due for a win. I like the theory. What was the 5th team? I got K-State, Clemson, Oklahoma State, Maryland, and what was the other one?
USC beating Washington.
I like it. What's really funny is most of those games are going to be on the dubs and chugs, so it's all going to come down to this. Kind of feel bad for you.
I just pulled Christian.
Do we have anything else before we do this?
Yeah, we do. It's something actually you wanted to talk about. Who's your guys' Heisman picks right now?
Yeah. Christian, who do you have winning the?
I think it's obvious for Christian.
The Heisman. So
it
far.
Is. Dude, I so badly want to say JJ McCarthy, bro, but Michigan's got so much shit going on with them that I don't even know if I can say that.
Okay.
So,
David?
I've been saying it was Penix Jr. for a couple weeks now, ever since Caleb Williams had to fall off the face of the earth. But I'm going to switch it again. And I'm going to go with Bo Nix. I think he has looked amazing in the gauntlet of the Pac-12 schedule that he's been given this year. He's been putting up great numbers. No, I know Penix has the head-to-head win there, but it really comes down to bad coaching decision. Go for it on fourth down when you're up in the fourth quarter. Not really on Bo Nix. I also think we should be looking a little bit, and he's not going to be it, but Marvin Harrison Jr. and needs to be looked at a little bit more. That may seem biased because he's Ohio State, but it's more the fact that we have a bunch of quarterbacks that we're looking at. Right now, Marvin Harrison Jr. is like the only offense that Ohio State team has right now. Now, Henderson had a really good game last week, but he's right now technically on the number one team in college football, according to the committee, and he's really their sole offense right now. I mean, it's not even close. So, I mean, that's why I feel like he should be looked at a little bit more. I don't think he's going to be looked at more. But yeah, I think it's going to be Bo Nix.
Yeah, you took mine, man. I'm going Marvin Harrison Jr. He has been the Ohio State offense. Really reminds me of what Devontae Smith did when he won it. He's got 48 receptions, 889 yards with 8 TDs, and I believe he sat out at least one game, did he not? I don't think he played in one of the games.
I believe there's one game that he was out.
That's massive. That's massive to have that many in that short amount of time. And he has been their offense. I mean, they use him on carrying. They use him throwing. I mean, I like it. I think he deserves to have at least a shot at it. If not, like he should at least be on the top votes, in my opinion. So I'm definitely going Marvin Harrison Jr. It hurts me because it's Ohio State, but what I've seen out of him, he's proven that he should be in talks for it.
Yeah, and so I think that's probably going to get us in, unless you guys have anything else. I think that gets us in the dubs and chugs.
Dubs and chugs. Let's go.
What was it, Christian?
You got any trivia?
I don't know if we have time for a full trivia.
We do not have time for trivia today. We do not. I have to get back to work. So I'm going to go dubs and chugs. We're going game one. Kansas State versus Texas.
Yeah, I'll take Texas.
I really think Kansas State is hot at the right time, and I'm not sure if Texas has. I don't think Ewer's back quite yet. I know he said out last week. I'm not sure he's gonna be back this week. I'll have to look at that, but I still think Kansas State's gonna win that game.
That's very interesting. I'm gonna go with Texas here. Next game, we got A&M versus Ole Miss.
Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, this is another game that I was looking at a potential upset in, and I want to go with A&M, but I just decided against it. A&M has a really bad loss to Miami of all teams, so I think Ole Miss is probably gonna win this game.
Yeah, I've been on the fence on this game. That's why I wanted to put it in. It's been really tough to choose between the two. A&M's a decent team. Ole Miss has proven that they're good though, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Ole Miss in this one. And is Christian back? Can he hear me? I don't know if we have Christian or not. There he is. All right, next game, guys. Battle of the Oklahoma. We got Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State.
I can barely hear
Hello?
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Bro,
Dude picked the wrong time to travel.
can y'all not hear me?
We can hear you. It's just
Can you just tell me who you're picking?
Yeah, Oklahoma.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, I had Oklahoma State as my upset, but for this purposes, I'm going to do what Christian did last week. I'm going to pick Oklahoma for this purpose.
Interesting. You only have to get 3 out of 5, so that was smart. Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Both teams are ranked, but Oklahoma's coming off of a bad loss, and they need to prove themselves. And I think they're gonna get this one down. Next one, we got Washington versus USC.
Ugh.
I'll take Washington.
I just really think that USC needs to bounce back. Now they're obviously out of college playoff potential right now. I think the only reason they're a top 25 team is because the committee wants to give Washington another nice game on their schedule. But I do think USC wins this game. I have USC in this one.
It's going to be a good game. And I do agree with you. I think they want to keep them there for a reason. They haven't looked great this entire time. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Washington and wow, I completely lost my train of thought. It's going to be Washington versus Oregon in that Pac-12 final. And I think Oregon's going to win that. I think Washington's going to win this one. And I think you're going to see two Pac-12 teams that won't be there next year in the college football playoffs. So next game, I wanted to kind of throw a curveball at you. We got the Beavers versus Colorado.
I'll take Colorado for the frick of it.
It's very interesting. Now, Oregon State's coming off of a loss to Arizona. Now, I would say that's bad, but Arizona's been playing, for some reason, really good football. Now, they haven't really won a lot, but they've been playing really good football recently. I mean, they made a lot of they've had a close game against USC. I forget who they had before that. I may have been Washington, Oregon. They played pretty close. And then, obviously, a win last week to Oregon State. I think Oregon State will win this one. I'll take the Beavers. The Colorado, just that offensive line is terrible and really does not look good at all. I mean, granted, at least they'll have Shiloh back at least, but I think Oregon State wins this one.
Yeah, I mean, not only do they have Shiloh, but they have Hunter. It's a home game, 7:00 game, primetime game.
All games are primetime games.
Don't get me started on noon games. I gotta say, I like Colorado in this one. I think they're gonna get a win. They need it a lot. They need it a lot more than Oregon State does. But we're gonna get on to NFL, guys, and kicking it off on Sunday morning. We got the Dolphins versus the Chiefs.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins, baby. I think they can pull this one out. Now, I know the Dolphins struggle against teams with winning records, but I think it's going to be an offensive shootout here, and I think Dolphins have the best offense in the league.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be the Chiefs, kind of for the same reason Christian says it. All the games the Dolphins have played against good teams, double-digit losses. And so, I mean, it comes down to I just don't see anybody on that team who's going to be guarding Travis Kelce. The Chiefs need a bounce-back game from their loss against the Broncos. And, now Mahomes is healthy. He's not having to get IV shots before the game. So I'm going to have the Chiefs winning that very, very early morning kickoff game.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got football literally all day. I like when they do this. It starts the day off. It's fun, start first game, have coffee, love it. By 1:00 games, it's time to drink. It's everyone's dream. Great time. But I think the Dolphins are just going to win this one, man. I don't know if Kansas City, you got to remember Tyreek Hill. He wants to show him. He wants to show him what's up. I think Tyreek Hill is going to have a good game. I think Tua is going to have a good game. So yeah, I'm going to take Dolphins. Next game, we got the Vikings versus the Falcons.
See, I wish we could get the confirmation if Josh Dobbs is starting, but I guess I'll go Falcons. Taylor Heineke, and I think I like that. We'll go Falcons.
I'll probably have to end up going Falcons. It's really hard because I want to say the Vikings. The Vikings are in a hot streak, but you lose Kirk Cousins. You're still out of Justin Jefferson. So now you either have Josh Dobbs or you have a rookie against the Falcons defense, who's actually a pretty good defense when it's all said and done. And, when you have people like Jesse Bates out there and the secondary for a rookie, that's going to be really tough, especially to try to look off safeties. And I don't think he's going to do much of that. So I think the Falcons are going to win this one.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons are playing a beat-up Vikings. Heineke, backup quarterbacks. You're getting pretty much, I guess you said it, the best. Pretty much the same team, in my opinion, might be a little better, but pretty much the same team with Ritter as the starter. So you're not really going to be hurting there. On paper, with Vikings being injured and losing a lot of their key players, I have to go Falcons on that one. So we got the next game. It's going to be a fun game. It's a tough week. We got Seahawks versus the Ravens.
At the Ravens?
In Baltimore.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Baltimore, man. Baltimore looks pretty good.
And Baltimore's, like I said last week, they were my number 2 in our power rankings that we were talking about. Honestly, I do think that right now they're the second best team in football. Now they had a very close game against the Cardinals, but for some reason, so has everybody this year. And then you have the Browns who are looking not the Browns, the Seahawks, who beat a pretty good Browns team, granted without Deshaun Watson last week. They're in the face of another good defense this week, and I think the Browns defense is going to hold up here, and I will have the Browns winning. Wait, what am I saying? Yeah, so I'm going.
I have the Browns winning this week too.
Yeah,
but what about Baltimore?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have Baltimore winning this one.
Yeah, I mean it's Seahawks are a good team, but I don't know if they've really played any crazy good teams this year. I don't know if they have.
The Bengals would be the only one I'd.
Yeah, but I mean, even the Bengals aren't looking great. They're finally coming together. They look great the last 2 weeks, but I just think the Ravens and at home are going to get that one done. And then the battle of the 2 trash teams. We have someone playing their old team that they coached. We got the Colts versus the Panthers.
Yeah, I'll probably go the Colts. Gardner Minshew's about to light it up.
You better hope for the parlay that it's not.
Yeah, I'm going to agree though. I think the Colts will. The Colts offense has looked really good the past several weeks. Minshew's doing really well. It's going to come down to that Colts defense being able to stop people. They couldn't do it against the Saints last week. However, the offense for the Panthers just hasn't looked that good, especially with Bryce Young. So I'm going to have to say the Colts are going to win this one.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, but based off this, man, I got to take the home team. They looked decent last week. I'm going to take the Panthers winning this game. Our tiebreaker game, David, you told me not to put it in there.
Oh, come on.
And I had to disagree with you. Go ahead, say it.
You put the Cowboys-Eagles game on there?
It is the Bills versus the Bengals.
Okay.
Who do we have winning this game, guys?
I think I'll take the Bills, and I think I'll take the Bills 35-28.
Ooh, he has a big offensive shootout. I think the Bengals are going to win this one. I just think the Bengals offense has been firing on all cylinders right now, and it's going to come down to that defensive line of the Bengals versus the offensive line of the Bills. Offensive line of the Bills doesn't really look that good. Yes, they got Leonard Fournette, maybe that helps, but I mean, you're going against Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, BJ Hill, and DJ Reader, and I think they're going to struggle with that. I think there's going to be a good game from the Bengals there. I'll say Bengals are going to win. We'll say 30-24.
Wow. So we're looking at a high-scoring game this week. It's going to be a good game. Like I said before, Josh Allen needs to prove himself in these big primetime games versus teams that, he's lost to in the past. Joe Burrow's kind of had his number. I think it's going to change this year. I think Diggs and him are going to have a good game. I think it's going to be 38-30. I think they're going to win 38-30 Bills.
I believe that's the last thing.
That's it. Yeah. Hey guys, enjoy football all weekend. Again, Sunday, you have football all day. Wake up, have a coffee, enjoy it. If you wanna put some rum chata or Bailey's in it, put some Bailey's Irish Cream. Start the day off right. Gonna be a great weekend. Then you got 1:00 games. Enjoy that. Have a beer. Enjoy it. Then it's 4:25. Let the Fly Eagle Fly shots rain, baby. Enjoy that. And then we have a monster game on Sunday night to close it out with the Bills versus the Bengals. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, it should be.
And
Got a good slate.
also, somebody's going to score 60+ points this week in the NBA. So, how about we go out?
Yo, listen up, let me introduce
I like
to
it.
you the highlights.
I like
it.
Bring the heat is true.
As always,
Hosted
enjoy
by
the
David
weekend.
Nick and
Go
Chris
Birds,
Jackson
baby.
crew. They
Go
drop
Birds.
knowledge and high takes at the sports IQ. We dive into the game from hoops to gridiron, analyzing every play like we was the champion. With witty banter and humor, we keep it fun. HTP fam, we always bring the number one. Highlight taking pockets, we taking over the scene. We drop dubs and chugs, living the sports dream. From hot takes to deep dive, it's a winning regime. Come join the hype, we not just blowing steam.